obey social studies into so nya teacher for a betumi aye ni nyina de aka so into science nko na bia akosoro business akosoro ba akone de
art ankasa
akosoro we akosoro so tini nyina no so hwe na unya ho teacher for am de be ma wo na teacher for no nso nyese prekope na ofa ube go through recruitment process did kan so nya financial clearance no aye nti enema na ye nhye bi wo abehwe na ase yatum
and teacher for na isa no omo motivation ye den
teacher for no ye bibi e friend no intervention ma omo ye bibi e say friend intervention
okay
na omo ye intervention na ene ehwe ho na yeso ye mom bibi emse maka wa hakra intervention no de ya na ye pese omo ye ne say school no amo hwe baby amutotosin
na
mahye kena enti moye no na moye ho timetable nkofo enti teacher we be kire mienu teacher we be kire miensa teacher we be kire nan omoye a na ye de ho sika
akwa
na intervention afia atwa mu emredodo na no uyi omo amko school no kakra na nkora no dodo na emredodo na ofi intervention no menkai me hwe se afi atwa mu no se de koya but afi ni afi ase mo intervention omo ya mo de intervention plan no ba o do intervention plan ba ni ehu hyehyɛ no ne ade amaya na afi ye de musika amamo na mo amokoya ebi o ha ye mamo overall formula bi ne sane mbesi ache sika nafa na mo edu school mu hono ma omo anso tumi ye omo hyehyɛ na omo tumi de aye ebi o ha beti ase o ye de intervention sika koto we ye de aye sei eba ye ho a ne ahwehwem say ampa say intervention sika teacher ni bi headmaster bi de akoto bibi ana mfa koto bibi a say ampa so de akoto bibi a ye bisa de ntia de koto bibi na de ese ye fa ho ne aye ebi nso ho na beba no na ensem no bibi ho a yete yete ne enso yakoka emra enye yenhwehwe mu na afi ba na aye hu yin sa
prof me be say yetie headmasters nso de bi eka na ya hwe eno nso in this a headmaster ono nso ne yen colleagues at Joy FM kasa.
This is a normal spectacle when free SHS is mentioned. Yes, you need to augment the free staff or the provisions you give your kids. And then for the sleep on the floor, it's a normal thing. Congestion is all over. Where there is space, no beds, everything will come from Accra. So it's a common phenomenon we are facing. My colleagues will not speak because, my brother, if you are not careful, you'll be, transferred, sanctioned for speaking out. That is why they wouldn't speak. I'm left with about 6 months to go. I don't fear.
So tell me about the hardships you are forced to manage. Let's start with this food situation. What's happening?
The food situation is alarming. You see, formerly, these were buying food from the local market and feeding their students with whatever fees they were paying. Now we have to wait on buffer to supply. Even maize to Amedongokro, yams to Sunyani B, where such foodstuffs are in abundance. It must take somebody from buffer to bring. And now what is worrying, because of upward adjustment in prices, the suppliers are not willing to bring the food items. If they want to bring it to you, even if it's 50 kg, they'll bring you 30 kg. If you reject, the students will go hungry. If you take, it will not suffice the students. That is the situation we find ourselves. And you can't complain. We don't have any way to complain but to wait or to use your own money to get food for the students.
Have you had to do that? Use your own money to feed the students?
Come again?
Have you had to use your own money to feed the students?
Yes. Until recently, they brought something they call perishables. We were feeding the students on our own. A lot of noise were made. They wouldn't listen. My brother, it's terrible.
Asempa FM.
Okay, Inti, that's a headmaster speaking under condition of anonymity on Joy FM din komo. And the issues near bear me and son and I say nine. Back home a timer murilizi Sikai was all modified school for no, or Siskana and Mantem, a do time beer, and was all more use of musica. Masaya centralize BBR one cry, Inti, rather than what they were used to. School for now, the on procurement in Yanini be or more near the Basia or more train if you are Amphia Cra man tempe or no headmaster and you know Anibo Tumska and a shift school for Nina. Prof, then a Mutima headmaster is good to
also the Onoanisika.
Yeah, no Anibo Tumski do time be
the students near saying
no one can
Nani Botomsicano. Ebi oye dwuma bi baby na de aban tuaman ya o complaining ho.
I should think say the aban tuaman ya.
Sir. I see. Na me amemete e kra me nyeso asa me metumi. Se me kasa me to meat pie kra man kra no for 3 days kra me ndi se me metumi de misika yes adwuma no. Ana na ya omo tumi ma asem no ye hwan sa. Adwane sem na ye ka no. Se enne unya kwan ina senka akwakofa auditors what can I say
Auditor General's report.
Auditor General report.
Yes.
Na ebia fa be emba be say 2015 2008 mu ho ba bi de afa education ho na hwe samre na sikakọ
omo aye procurement no
hwe nsem dodo a nkofo suppliers o ma supply niema ebepum ne ye ne ebepum ne ye da hu di sansem ni bi enti so ko kase free SHS no nti ena aduane ma na we nyese a na edin kakra emra na nkwara no tua sika na ekọ awofo ekọ school no ho no ebepum ne ye da hu tua omda hu di sansem ya na nipa ne yese se okọ pension na ye de abedan school no ye dey school no so school no onye obi anfa me da o de bedan aban o de bedan GS last said 2018 was 2017 judgment debt nko na ewo kwa yesi yetua ana dodo no bi eye ajanwane sem na ye 12 million
Ghana
cedis 12 million
wow
Ghana cedis aduane a head for free any idea omunkotua sa atam no mo je sika no fi nkora no ho no mo nyimfi aban ho omo je edi fi nkora no ho ebinom so wo ho a ebepum nei wo ho a no mo de abase nkora na ntua fees no nkora na fees say
based on our experience intina aban now took the decision more centralized bi
nyina aka ho bi
but after you centralized no more evaluation is it better?
Much better. Much better. It's just to titru pa and say aduane ma ba fast talk ato entire mo de metro amoniama no sane ye echiche musika no na the chance to titru pa and say so we header we broadcast e beka so we instructional leader se mo ha sei mo editor wa ha se mo de bibia beto nanim a so tumi hwem hu niam a ewo mu a ese ekọ ensese ekọ spelling ayetie de ese check fast ansa na bibia ebise na adwuma a oye no so we header de o hwetitro ne say teaching and learning ebekọ so yie ewo school ho yanso ye de ibi ho abekọ ne say head kọ mankasim dwum patra school bus ba ko pena e wo mu anase pick up wa patra
no satana bone shaker
no ko dwum o ko mankasim dwum na one metron enam dwanum ebi okran na assistant Now this the assistant domestic no kra no ye oba when so mfa no nko. Ono ahead na no nam. There be contemporary de empe. Enwu we de enye.
And I say the young kwala akwahye ne nsa. And he should be responsible for what they eat.
Oh, yes, so you're responsible for what they eat. Name the entire no question and set it to no parents say sorry, or you're responsible for what they learn and how they learn and make sure say ombe pass ye. If say school no say a banner say ye bo school na ba so em bo school na ba so say oh omo buy no mu didi ye pa. You can say school we do omo sua de. Nkora ni nimade, nkora no tumi pass. So enti ne pese enema bia ase ejomo mre no yetumi gigi saa nema ni nyina kakra akra na emom no munya mre kese na omutumi hwese classroom na adesua na ekoso no ekoso yi wo ehia pa so enti wo teacher head no so ye music so ye agric so ye mathematics se me kire ma de me kire me geography na otumi so otumi ba betena eho ehwemia ne sene msi kire ma de na me wie na akase mo waya de wo kire ne ye pa na me hu se unua ya ono so kire geography wa hai ana o kire ma si kura me hu se nyema bia wo ye wa ha no
ono ntimi nya bi
ntino no mema ono aba betena o ha se na ya wahwe ana o de ye ne ni nkomo ana se
instructional leader no wadwuma no
ana se ne usi kire no aseme hu say makwatena we say die mu pe ana se me akra de metumi aye demonstration kakra bi akiro metumi aye demonstration kakra bi akiro
by your heads ne dey say we na nshada for
enkora na
aduane procurement any uniforms
bebre ho no ma na sisi sa papa you head crowd kasa ya say anonymity o say okọ aka na 6 months into nsuro enso wie enso antumi amonidin antumi ankane suku aka 6 months okọ nsuro wantumi amodin wantumi amosuku
but apart from ono me pacho not for biennial conference or more ye wo Cape Coast
yes doctor
or more central regional boss for NAT so e kind similar thing say omo sorry nkasa so ma yiko mo anim say nioma enkoyi indeed these are the heads in charge why can they be saying some other thing
kasa na anything Uba mi table so sisia issues are a wo school mu ho ankofo aye e pile ho no mom de aba ye hwe no ma hwe o we enko HR ho we enko e planning for ho enko infrastructure enko say kasa na anything
do you write in a memo form
akwan ya wo fa so say bibi ha wo school mu a wo fa so obi na wuti ha sisia sa asem bi si wa ha esi wa Asempa ha minyi se obekọ joy kra kwa ka kire wo unim omo a ufi ebia ese mbo we amane so ti ase enti ye mom kwan kasa na ne sen so ba radio so ba be kasa aye no na yise wa me kasa radio so a ye nye wapede ma sa na omo ka di yise ba radio so na ba na wakasa anonymity ummo suku ni din na emum ye be kwa hwe suku no ne aye wade emwa obi a wokwan bia so sampa nkwara na da fom a ya sedi se de mpa komom
ba me pacho DJ apart from say full staffs no mode omobeje no ba fast talk ene yade no do you send sika bi ma heads no
enti ma menchire mu kakra omo sikasem no
yes
yesterday free SHS the abanye ene say emra na enyamfa free SHS man no na omo Charles for no shia na omo ne GS management shia ahihye fees no mo de akọ GS council GS council approve na ya mo kwan mo makọ akọje ntiaban wa nsesa bibia do ya ne say fees am approve no
okay
mo famra
me aban metua it that money would have to be sent to the schools
the man no hwe mu de ba kopa em so ya you say yes PTA dues not levy dues into your association member out your dues into be home to 10 cedis 20 cedis no see dues no dey more na association into mo nko tua man
okay
na de aka nyina PTA for mu so yetua maintenance fee ana bia yetua development fund fee osisa development
ni nyina aban be fa
mafa
okay
yetua sika for sa omo friends mass and science squeeze eno yetua sika omo tua aban se mafa in sa mass and science squeeze GS aban through GS and sponsor
yeah.
So no sponsor bibia kabia wo bia om di free region ba be
ni nyina aban na fa hoka
and fa
through GS
so inti ya chiche niema no mu niema no bebre na bi wo ho no mu a one off
okay
ebi nso wo ho no mu a de emre bia ya si etua ebi nso ye aduane ni se ye fi ase no 2017 na 4 cedis 80 pesos for akwara bia a chese ese de man aduane miensa ena echiri management ne Charles Shiaye me call council na afie de ba 5 cedis ya ka say 5 cedis 20 pesos chese omdidi omaduane miensa nti so o nkora 10,000 ya de bia no sorry 10,000 de bia ne nkora do nkora yan fa say 2,000 inchi ya calculate
2,000 by 5
cedis 20 pesos per day.
Okay.
Any who say nnuane no. Ebi wo ho no mu a perishable, ebi nso ye non perishable. So na perishable no to say omo kontomire no nya adoa ne toast ne yi kobi no ne stand jeni no ne ade no. Yes no de ye de sika no be ma omo.
Mo de be ma heads no. Na omo ade procure perishables no.
Inti no se te said you can carry 1,000 na eno no ye fiase no na ye mom 20% of
the food cost
of the food cost.
Okay.
Yeah, the mom chire eni omo trans no na omo ye ne se eni ma bo akoso nti ye say ya ka say 30%
of the food cost.
Food cost.
Now the amount for perishables. Time when was a scannical beginning of semester, middle of semester,
beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year.
Sorry, of the semester.
Of the semester. But then cost our time. Hey, papa say eno na ma e dey also mu use music na dey.
Ekopa mama nchire bibi mu nchire. This year, this I feel we say.
Yes.
Ahochire kakra bai. And it's a very simple thing. Ye to abawie ya ye bibia aban foforo bae no. So aban no wo say aban na eto aso so ya aban foforo. Aban no any minister for finance. Oni minister for education.
Yes.
Oni minister for onya any minister for procurement systems no money sa na ma ye run ni nyina no. Go through certain processes. Say minister for finance, or be reading the budget, parliament for approval, or you say to whom rika na kokoye. Is an say be I am ye bintin as opus or the year. A besan parliament for now, say why am say
authority to do that.
Into anonymous sabino.
A delay process,
delay process na kakra. But a no sabina na yeno, dese a buffer stock for na a mabian. It's a buffer stock no. No jinema mayin.
Yes. So omo no be supply non-perishables.
Enti omo be supply non-perishables. Na omo de akọ. Na no kra no sa omo 30% no.
Yes.
De ye ne say sika kakra na eda ho ansa na ye kwoto aba ansa na ye bue school no. Ye de koy enti omo first sa omo 30% no. Half of it ye di kind of
echo from January schools
bue schools na ye ho ayi de koma omo. Emra ye twen ma yi finance for the niema tutu ye na bibia budget go through ni ade no ye de sa half no
e the more half the kwa na half na aka no munya scanning free na emfamfi
ana say half no kontomire obeto ni nyina ne kontomire obeto ni nyina ne ana kontomire ya togu ho enu tini ya say perishable ya friends perishable no onto kontomire no ngo kontomire obeto ni tomatoes obeto ni nyina go ne.
In the Abanisane, was said the management acumen of the headmaster should come to play. But I knew obi ohwa ono no. Masa wo se me first mo o ma miska ma me dia yesade we first can brand na me one first can am you are creating problems.
Yeah, so wo no untumi nye say adwuma no nti no aka che say untumi nye ni apa wasi baby.
No, but that is you expecting so much from the headmaster without logistics.
School say could head. I know the young clear. Your my assignment, you assign to be in charge of this studio. What hey, Obi. A man say do baby na so mujidi sesen you see and so nia. What trying? Yeah, ye tie no. You bet me a frack can obi then am I say na any ebe come strike e be say enso ni power hwe no. Ohu say adwuma no anya ne se ne yes open no. O what trying? O man adwuma no mu. O man adwuma no mu. Inti as a manager of the school. Say ye de niam na bro. Ye discount ba kontom ni nyina ne. Sometimes crampon is in your own interest and fanning in ama. No, I hear uncle with your cocoa before friends or the bedu time when he has a cano. Now for Munya.
Okay, intina the semester was from January to you see, I'm going to say
depending on more time.
Yeah, more time best one beba. Intimo the first part, the second part, and a quarter bang. And also a cobe young fans a babe now to me, and I say, Bibi, about 2 weeks. Wasn't that a long time?
It's not a long time. This is semester no end day. It's not a long time. I don't know why.
I'm the half for January, February, March, April, May. In the May, yeah, the second part in the coy.
It's not a long
within
time.
That period, no, many coming in the
other say, Contumrino, your tono, and cacra, we are no cacra. So, and Ancorano, so from 1 4. If you are from 1 group back or be a from 2 group back or from 3 4. From 1 4, for example, almost can say they are near Mribian say. Almost square see school be ado do abenyantino. Ye placement near Nina, ye share more beba more money at dinner. Yet me a mammo, ebia, and fancy okay, school or can say be your befa 500.
Okay.
Na Yamamo ebia half of that sikano for 500 Korano. You wiena fe yahwe de wunya eni nyina yahwe nkora so otumi nya 500 na de aka no ye de abeso so se ekoba ne se o number no bro 500 na yato so ama akodu de ese duro no se ekoba ne se lesa na ye no to 20 ye koye nimu no na chance sika de be ma no na de de ma we bro so no na ye de ahyem na chance tumi
a stabilizer system. Nana head and then so Sayaka say even buffer stock supplies no because of goods and services bo akosro quantity also almost supplying no almost supply they are now supplying less in the pressure to almost that what say
mate no ya ho meeting no money ade bebre na buffer stock say they make ye no almost so sabi nipa no supply ma na o supply we are or period of the bar no on so aba sika no akwakutua sa period ya making sa ahokyere na ba ye no eba ma ye nyina me ma ba be supply say do say esam san be supply bi de omo ye ne say bia fan say semester ni nyina say bia ode e bia 100 bags of rice eco school bia we na school no ni omo arrange so ye ni ba bia ye de ye no
ebegu
ntie bia ode di kan fa bia 30 bra 2 of 1 na bia wa fro say bia next week for another 30 so brain na be we are chire no asan fro 100 na 40 na aka no fa be kan ho so into omo ni omo wo sa arrangement no yanyin say ahokyere kakra bai and so those things have been cleared and for me it was the transition period that affected education kwa baby bebre and so nyame adom say bibia ban bibia to mu a eniema ekọ sika yese yede man yede aman yenso de yese yede kokomo yede akomo ebi wo hono ma ye fenko ebi bi te se bi a omusuku entare no ne ade no se omo na omo pam na se omo de omo kofukra pam ye no no omo de omo ye friend say omo SRS ne ade aba na ya hwe ho na yatua
ide no so mutua no from central
no so yatua
uniform
ne ade no na niam ne bi o bi se bi a omo PE kit no ne ade no yatumi aya se yatumi arrangement ne ta no tumi kra nya discount was because PE kits no omo sa atare no ewo color omo nyina omo hye de ya ne se bi ekodu school wa na bi omo de omo crest abom ana bi omo ma house bi atro ni din agu akire so nti no schools no bi a ye colors no ye wo green ye wo blue ye wo red ye wo ti aye colors ni bebre school bi o ha ye so omo use 8 different colors ya consider ni nyina nti school no ye ma say 8 different colors no and no quantities out pe so but what tono a year na say ade ba kwa ban say ye ne say omontuma o kan so ye
school
cloth am omo entuma no ya 8 year na ban ye hu say yakofom niam nkoyi nti aban e ma minister for education and minister for trade omo ye nhihye e na 8 year
and a supply
yema nkwara no yema schools no de omo designs no e buy and ye de kokoma omo no ma supply nti omo ye wi a de aka ne se mo so ye de bramo a na mo so ma yapam nipa obe pam amamo no na no so de hobo aba na yetua electricity se sika no nanka ko schools no ho schools no be bree wo ho no mo a
omo ji omo ntua
omo antua enti se no
aban tua
the electricity for eye arrangement a yetua last week ya me phone so amechro amount yetua kwa koma electricity yetua water for ebinum de ye prepaid yetua prepaid for schools no the bar
ye dey come isi ano mumma heads no any room as far as sika semne ade in running the school so they always say any brave about
yeah wo administrative cost ne maintenance ne niema you listen tintin
okay and they know the money sika ne come heads no
yeah the
I say no na sika obetimi aye ne we kakra o
aye ne den obi we ne ye den obi
at the end of the day
b aye ne den
at the end no so ka na ma adwuma ne so as I want to my tight don't you my tight sir and the pressure we
when I woke up obi no kran waka no
yeah my tight sir na the Asempa
enti ahwe ne enye
mugumu kakra
wanya you know PAC no nsam no ebi wo no ma akodu wansam no anya na sabi obi akotra na director general to te wade na aye fat ade we hu so nipa no aye so me dey me pension obi tumi kokje contract otumi e me sign contract man no a wokosi edan sa odi besi ni school campus na contract na ba o say fa koni say no no di akosi ni dan head you in higher school bi eno awie no
order so your head
there be o wie no occupancy na na afi na contractor na ba chese oba be dan yeka
inti head na
school one so a edan yin si ho
in the head na first Kennedy na no occupancy na mo nkotene o say and you mo nkotene na we na dabi director inti we yede na ho che no no how can you
obi ensem no doso
dem so obi say na dabi obi say dey enfa na ho nche no
obi enfa na ho nche no say asem no wo quarter ye di ho asem to dey enfa na ho nche no the quarter asem dey
location na asesa but the building is there
but the me can say free SHS no eye policy bia adom ni papa ade afi na aba nti de bebia niema kitinkiti bi beto chimu ni ade na niema no bi wo ho no mo a na nka yesa ka bia nka ya yededa oman no ya yededa nsa na nka ye ba nti ke beba no na enya afi na wo be ye sa niema kitinkiti yesa o ye we no anye we na yesa tuasika no tuasika sa parents sika sem ya no mo ye na ye ma tuasika ye ma tuasika enye how ne se parent bi kwa kotuasika wo na so take class one correct classroom na teacher ni kra list no
obodin
no ababa na bi o we di atem because o ma me emetuasika o papa metuasika na ya ma akwa akwetran bonten ade na awusua no ya ma akwetran bonten o emu na so di sika no ba no agi sika no sa ade na o kire nkwara no na de o nkire wo ina chese enya kwara no ne yiedie na ehia wo na mu sika na abeje afri ne ho no ene hia na ebetumi akire o mansa yentumi
Did you him? My main kind messages kakra na fe warani through new calendar na Dr. Bernardo Koboy abem na fe. Ya sha to adwumadi say Ekosiisen science na high Asempa 94.7 FM. Obi, honestly, the lady in the tape you played was exaggerating. How much is the salary of an SHS teacher, let alone to charge 2,000 cedis per subject as extra classes? That's Emmanuel Ohinijan in Takrade. Obi, is this parent for real? Why will she be buying the entire market for her children when they are going to school? We just exaggerate everything. Obi, tell us the kind of food you took in school when you were on fee paying, please. All right. You know, the video I just say Bishop Ebabestrayo. Second Takwadi Diocese Bishop in school. I don't know about Yedi Kusiani Jolofo. Oh dear, oh very banchi abam or there working. Where's the Obi? Prof has spoken very well. I think some parents already hate the idea of free senior high school and have decided to exaggerate everything for the sake of politics. That woman who spoke seems to have an entrenched position for the policy and clearly exposed herself. Gastiman is in Brekum. A very good friend of mine says, hey, this woman is extremely rich, looking at her expenditure. We say, okay, let me deal with messages about free SHS. This one says that, Obi, even John Davidson Rockefeller, John Davidson Rockefeller won't buy provisions of 3,000 Ghana cedis for his child in SHS. Come on. The woman should be sincere to herself. The woman is an epitome. Okay, that's not important. Fuseini Salifo in Kaswa Zongo. We say, Obi, when we were in secondary school, I had mates who only came to school with their books, soap, and toothpaste. They ate from the dining hall and later became boarders. And later became doctors, engineers, and directors of various institutions. Measured a rate of growth for the period their kids are in school. When we come from especially poor homes and through education we move out of poverty, we tell ourselves, I don't want my children to suffer, so we pamper them. 3,000 Ghana cedis for provisions. Is she going to operate a supermarket in school? Let's try to bring up tough children. Edwin and Ediwe Abba. We say, Obi, some of the sound bites being played on free SHS are exaggerated and unverified. My child is enjoying free SHS and I'm happy. The silent poor majority who cannot call are happy. The opportunity cost of free SHS is school dropout who are likely to become armed robbers and pure water sellers, etc. Junior is in Tantra Hills. Good afternoon, OB. Let me see. In adding to your discussion, we should also forget that there are individuals in Ghana whose actions have contributed to financial losses. Okay, that's something different. We'll come to that. Let's stick with free SHS Nafi. Obi, the issue of exams. On the issue of exams, the kids were not in school the whole of 2020. So what are the parents alluding to? Obi, private senior high school are bound. So if the rich think the awards can't fit into the free SHS, they might as well send their kids to the private schools where they can eat better jollof. They should go to the villages and see how free SHS is making positive impact. That's from Tony Bar. Hello, Obi. Are there any private secondary schools in Ghana for those who prefer to pay school fees to go? Can you educate me, please? And me send the link maybe my school bar could be school bar could be come website. Now non-refundables because there are inquiries near the I don't know 60 million, 6,000 Ghana. You know, actual non-refundable. Share. Now they no pay dollars so me na ma convert. I'll send you the link. It's in Ghana here, cry here.
And that's even criminal.
How is it criminal?
Transactions should be city denominated. What is it? No, once they quote their prices in dollars, it's criminal. No.
They use 3 marks.
No. They don't use any equivalent. But even so, once it is quoted with equivalence, it's
a problem.
It's criminal.
Obi, if you claim free SHS is making you buy provisions of 3,000 and paying 2,000 extra a month for extra classes, and it has made public schools bad, why don't you send your child to any of the international schools? Looks like some people are not happy. The poor is getting free education. Regards to my boss, Professor Opoku Amankwa, Glover Mafo, Asaman Kesi, NA, or Chicago, Illinois. Well, so Obi, good afternoon. The free SHS is here to stay. What is happening is that these headmasters and matrons are feeling the pinch of not fleecing the state any longer. Just as you were discussing this afternoon, the worst group of people on corruption are the civil and public servants. The best legacy of our country is to get all students willing and able to go to school to do so. And this is the sacrifice we all have to make to get more kids in school. Forget about the selfish parents who only think about their kids. If they are spending huge sums, let them take their awards to private schools. As for the free SHS, it shall continue unabated. And Kwame Pinyin Bansa and Odiwe Abre. Hi, Obi. Can you tell the woman who buys 3,000 Ghana's these provisions and 2,000 extra classes for a month to take her kids to a private school to save her all the problems? Abba, no one is forcing her to enroll her children in public schools. Chairman Eddie New Legon, Adenta, and Odiwe Abba. Obi, good afternoon. When did secondary schools become 5-star hotels? Ghana pa. I was admitted into Mauli Secondary School way back in 1981, and in my 5 years there, not a single drop of water passed through our pipes. We used well water. In the dry season, when the wells dried up, the water we used had tadpoles in them. Similar stories abound. Ghanaians, let's be real. 3,000 cedis for provisions, Abba, Kwaku Owusu in Koforidia. But come to think of it, and now the 3,000 Kokoto provisions, I'm sure it do. No, like provisions for your student, I'm sure it do 3,000.
And to what Tom is saying.
No, the value of
one cutting.
No, the value of money. No, look, we tend to underrate the effects of inflation.
Depending on the house you're coming from.
Yes.
And the training you've received. If you have 10,000 of provisions and so on,
No.
we'll talk about it.
You see, when you look at the value of the money you're going to use to buy provisions,
Obi.
if you discount
But you're
inflation,
discharging me and that. Oh, sorry.
Discharge on
that.
Say calendar, what go through?
Oh, calendar na calendar
Run
no.
it through briefly.
Me we so am send it ne soft.
Soft copy na my na
calendar dey koye ne say esan say your man schools ni bi double track ni bi anye double track. Emu akoche miensa.
Okay.
Nti e wo schools be a form 1 and form 2 schools track omo double track. Your schools be a form 2 for no kwa na double track. And your schools be so omo so no omo de omo double track, omo single track throughout. Na omo dates na ne adne nyina wo ha say ya me de be send them say one of the groups nyame ya aduma em say ya omo be fie omo be fie em say Friday, okay. And ebi no so be fie first.
Okay.
Nti papa na no ka say yes o me fa ne
ba no
me hu school say no nye schools na first na nka schools no mo awo mo time a obi de be ko school ni obi mfa ko school ye mo range na nko mama say nyina na ye time no. Nti me nkwa na nso no ba bia me deputy bia na nso no ba bia nti me hu school kro no my friend say o me fa ne ba. Yenye opportunity ni ye ka bibia kire oman na oman no ye nyina na ye kikira bom nye se bi me dia ena enye yi okoboy na atiki no ana obi dia ye nyina na ye dia nkwere omu na daachi bia no omu ba be ye nurse fo ne ya doctor fo ne ye drivers ne ya accountants ne ye lawyers ne sa ne manema ye nyina ya said se ye beboa na ekwan bia e be fa so ye betumi omo suku kwani adna ye obia ni ho awaka menyini so bia gya ba bia ka se yi no free SHS na ye kronye bibia ni ho se da bia ntumi nkasa problem se wo mu no ni ade a ye pese yetumi ye ni ye nti na ya e bia ne ye twetwe pia ne ade no double track no enye sabi ne fenti na nkwara be 400,000 obetumi ahwe so mo ntena fie na mo nye den akora wadi 14 years a we BC on traffic no nyeden.
Okay. Prof unim je wa home na Mame Sanka soft copy, and then we would announce it regularly now. Man, for what one who said, "You better, Prof. Opokwa Mankwasi, GS Director General, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, a product of Presec Legon, Watanase, Atik Mohammed Vanda Atik." Now, where's this here?
Oh, we go school, Papa. They produced the president.
Oh, okay.
Tamale.
Ghana Secondary School, Tamale. Ma produce president back.
Of course.
Okay. Ain't it? Enti Atik Mohammed Eko Ghana Secondary School Tamale. So me who say Dallas and Poma Williams Dallas the minimum secondary school I call it. Stay with us.
Senior we are here who Charlie. Are we here to do? Why Charlie? A UEFA Champions League final. Manchester City versus Chelsea. Who supported Chelsea? And now Man City. Against Supporters Union. Mohana. Nasa wanitia. It's a Champions League final without Asempa FM. And ya Tom FM dear. Jimmy so Inobobi. Why the party there today? Into the headquarters of Ghana Sports. Asempa 94.7 FM. And it was #1 radio station. Atom 106.3 FM. Saturday, 29th May 2021. Here Kukuru Scream Bambala Pasike Plaza. Why are the Ghana flag at the commentary abroad live? Malaysia, Man City versus Chelsea. UEFA Champions League final. 6 p.m. near Chelsea, 7 p.m. next session. So Go TV and in DSTV can only document Brow. Shannon song. You better COVID-19 chaining us. So Champions League final. 29th May. Man City and the Chelsea. KE Plaza. Why are the Ghana flag? Malaysia.
Wow. Aha, Daniel brochure. Global lighting for lights. And the whole accessories for panel board from Sunu. We're providing lighting solutions for Ghana more than 20 years. We're no environment at the side of Fairfair. Europe Niema, the highest standard in terms of quality. Ceiling lights, outdoor lights, chandeliers, wall lights, compound lights, LED panels, spotlights, braces and surface, switch and sockets, wiring cables, and the Kekahua, electricians, and the contractors at the year one projects no will offer global light. When are your friend ultra modern? Papa B, street lights nipples now. Water one near ma was Sunny Ama technical advice and after sales service. Spentex 027-900-3066. On the text market div anymore. Osu Ari. Command phone for 0302-769-382. One in my coffee house in the div anymore. And the Kumasi 0278-744-886. One in Palace Mall and the div anymore. Santas runabout. Global lighting. And Kania Pahifi.
Franco Trading Enterprise still phone Papa Fie, Samsung near, Nokia near, iPhone near, say our printers, mobile phone, accessories. Franco Trading Enterprise offer our Nuani TV, digital television set, this satellite, any ultra panels, and Bomuma.
Franco Trading Enterprise. Ewo Facebook, Sauko Franco Trading Enterprise page. Nasa likes number 100,000. Eyomwa, anyone munija. Samsung at www.francotrading.com. Android app, Franco Trading. Instagram, at Franco Trading. Nani pabadi for dosunti. Franco, the Momo pay code number 189480.
Your branches on the Bebre Wagana baby, Nemum, head office on the Twaya Dabraka, opposite Roxy Cinema.
Hacho, Franco, any Accra station, any MT and the DNM. Also, Wabe Ecobank, Accra, opposite Menaba building, and a La Paz and Suye opposite Tema station.
And our prayer numbers in Nani and Chauntum 0246 422 338 and at 0546 133 188. Franco Trading Enterprise.
Still, phone Papa Fie.
And you're not going.
Honey. It's office sa unkuana when him aqua taps full safe and tell nini about udini de piano. Aqua tap full safe. And I'm a door home. I send away you.
Almost also aqua taps water purification tablets. Omwa omude ebulu munsio. Efomunsio. Surunsio. Any insua. And one te. Edi ya wanda adejuma. Emfa or how bia embre. Onsan kwade yisu mapomu dinsu ehie yepa. And unti namato aqua tap surface disinfectant. Yetime de paper surfaces bia. Emma enhote. Nunti hotels, restaurants, hospitals, sachet water manufacturers. And if you Aqua Taps Abama mo say, Ebejing, it will form for Health Top Up Services Limited. That was 050-169-4275. 020-905-7725 Kumasi and 020-907-7726 Accra and 024-459-3381 Koforidia. Ubenya Aqua Taps were pharmacies, drugstores and supermarkets. FDA Aji Ejedi Nkratui Atum.
Get digi with it. 924#. Get digi with it. 924#. On your mark, ready, set, let's go. CB, G Mobile, USSD, Young Co. Star 924#. Funko the go. Smartphone no, young phone no. Ever fire money transfer. For your water bill, for your light bill. Factor credit. Star 924#. You deserve it. Let's go. Get digi with it. 924#. Get digi with it. 924#.
CBG is empowering you to get digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial star 924# and get digi with it.
CBG, we stand with you.
Yara Ghana, nefa mun shachirana. Sembeti mi ato mi ametrata. Enem sika me nye free me harvest mu afinti. Yara beta. No. Mira. Yes or no? Afe na yebe yesika for pa. Yes via. Eda mutirinko. Yeti dasi. Okuani biada yeso na abe mu amamu no. Na me so me de ni metumi edu sam pempenso we. Se wote se meka Yara beta crop lift bow. Aye. Eye foliar fertilizer. Fertilizer ewo nutrients. Et se NPK ebi zinc ne boron ya ebuama endobaye suyi. Wobetimi di Yara Vita egugu crops ahodo te se tomatoes, meko, mango, ekutu ni cereals so. Me wife kura ni mu. Aya simple. Yara Vita wo huna enye ya. Wobetimi di afra agrochemical foforo e dia boss spray. Agi herbicides. Any weedicides pe enenka ho. Wo Yara Vita. Se de be ya fertilizer no kura betimi ewura leaves anasa haba no nyina mu amobia ayi na dwuma yi. Na menye bia to he. Wobenya Yara Vita crop lift bow. Ewo accredited dealers. Ghana Fananyina. Dodo Afre Yara Ghana 0302 779 854.
The UEFA Euro 2020 is kicking off, featuring the best of the best, the Sergio Ramoses, the Ronaldos, the Harry Kanes, the Mbappes, and of course you, the super fans. From Friday the 11th of June to Sunday the 11th of July, you can watch your favorite stars battle it out, match after match, to be crowned kings of Europe. The UEFA Euro 2020, it's anyone's game. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch every game live on SuperSport or on the DSTV app.
Multi TV see Phantom and Sengina enim say nipa bondifo bi nam control say airton decoder sa every Multi TV for asheye. Multi TV decoder ya tia to mu prekope aye quality advanced S2 decoder as syndicated capture ediaba bonten. Ni boane aye 150 Ghana cedi per aye full set satellite dish LMB and decoder nankasa. Quality advanced S2 decoder eno nko na wotwa ye ma warranty e de peso wutimi upgrade no. Emma obi fa so kwana na wa chenchena. Enya dia Multi TV ebaji and somebody bia every decoder wakoto a yanyin tumu no ho. Dealers any installers are more ton decoders a enya papa yanyin tumu every Multi TV for asheye no. Si ensa kama ye bachimo na emra ne mwadi. Top papa no aye friend quality advanced S2 decoder. Ne boano so 150 Ghana cedi per aye free syndicated capture for asheye.
TV for free. My dear,
yes, sweet.
And then my missa, oh, Bissam, meaning so dumb a pan. Now, a misuba and panam and one down and come deck. Oh, Ninawum, Meso, the dicker pie over there would be mona soap and mona cream. As yes, my fair and Hannah. May I say, now, maybe the emotions to my answer. Hey, Debbie, maybe I'm sure ski I fancy. I sacred my show some bang. And what can you say, dear? Many mona soap, any mona cream, and every woo. Said your mona soap. Timi skin rashes in your crop na eyi pampan fi nipa ho na mona cream timi sa propro ne ho a e ma chimi fu brom e ma skin aya nwensen esa ye bokọ sa bofra de no oh do se de mi nye ja me ho ba bi e wo se me di mona cream siesie no me di be siesie
hey mona soap and mona cream
na ne bon so nya de na buso yi de ene ahofe no me ma na busu ama ho
ala me so ma don sa o ma fo here mona soap and mona cream enfre agbeve herbal center 020-813-0790 and 024-6595-256.
FD Ashusha Sa Ejedi Nkrato Imu Aja to Muse Eye.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who died yes we you?
Kwame, I don't mean you.
aka roofing and a ceiling. Na me contractor no nso say. Me fe ni nyina enkodan rocksters. Wonso wo kromo pa, wo dwen ho sen.
Wo contractor no nim ne ekọ. Ghana ha de eba no quality metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and POP ceiling dia. Eye rocksters. Enfie bebre ni na rocksters. Ade roofing sheet papa ne ho aka de asum Ghana for.
Enka yesi ya no mu die nso ebo.
Eni adufudi achi na nkoto ade bone ne nsun da achi. Fre 0544 338041. Say metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and POP ceiling dia. Fre rocksters na won twa wontum.
We know the dream is big. We know the passion gets you going, and you have the potential to make great strides. The Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana, has always been an avid supporter of industry excellence and innovation. This is why we are excited to announce the CIMG Professional Marketing Qualifications. CIMG has designed practical courses to help you make that dream a reality right here in Ghana. We are geared up and ready to support you on this journey to becoming a world-class professional marketer. Register today and be on your way to greatness. For more information, call us on 055-274-6592. Visit our website www.cimghana.org or email us on info@cimghana.org. Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, working for Ghana.
Wow, wow, wow. Hope you have heard rent to own now in Ghana. The Flan City Extension Project Rent to Own Land and House Ownership Scheme by the Ningo Prampram District Assembly and its partners, supported by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and the UN Habitat, are right here in Ghana. So be smart because where you trade and live really matters. Apply now and own a home or a fully serviced land. Wait a minute don't forget to join our affiliate housing cooperatives also. Special offers last up to October 31st, 2021. Call us on 055-55-3300 or 0577-911101 and 055-7054-635. Website newaccra.city. Plant City Extension Project, shaping Ghana's urban future.
Edu sabe yi dia na ba bia tadi. No be a page dwumadie baako pɛ. The hits of Rapio Jesse. Rapio Jesse 2021. Afidie na do so. 29th May 2021. Aniji race to the power house. Real Madrid now supporting. And Liverpool, Barca, Man U, Bayern. Just a club for Benkra. Share your favorite club with this next journey live. Our social media platforms are hold at Hits 103.9 FM. Abra. Ye kukuru gangan twin screen and see what. I'll show you UEFA Champions League final on live. And Chelsea versus Manchester City. Other activities because video games competition, sports quiz, NDP, Achadia P, and Basso Saturday, 29th May 2021. Our Bayview Village, 3 p.m. Just here. I saw video near strictly by invitation. Entity Hits 103.9 FM. You better know COVID-19 protocols. No, you better super pay. It's FM Rapio Jesse 2021. It's FM Nadipa, supported by Joy Prime. You may go as great odds. You go fill up. Citrullus mixed Channel capsules. Slim to look smart for the future. Day by day men. Powerful body care for active men. Henneken. Alpha Gallic capsules. Keeps you young. When plus 400 Dewema. It's FM Rapio Jesse. About it, baby.
That was so macho. Madi. Nira. Diana Udisa. Hey, na malaria na fahia mutu awaria momonia jisano.
Adom malakio mesha ewohwe. Malaria ent na yeso nchew.
Ye kwa ye test ebi wo mu pe enye num adom malakio mixture. Eni gina malaria, body weakness, yo tiredness, yo shim. Ye nyina ho atoye ntam kura. Na adom natural tonic a esisi ha yisu ye.
Adom natural tonic nenso. Ye num to ya ye ntimi nidie. Eno na ya num bi edidi a ye ho tayen sa no.
Adom natural tonic. Minya ni na mintimini die menum bie bono me taisa mo ho ayefe pa ene ya mepe biato ni nyina apemfo abatan ya wo mo manufo ne nkwada wo ni fie dunsia nka ho e wo pharmacies chemical no herbal shops dodo a ko dependable herbal home Medina New Road Greenhouse anane branch e waka so opposite there to international school 024-2223-555
FDA ahwehwe sa ejedien krato emu agye atum se eye.
Syndicated Capital introduces the Silent Night range of luxury mattresses and pillows. And for the first time, the Silent Night Pregnancy and Nursing Pillows, crafted to provide exceptional relief for your legs, belly, and back during pregnancy, as well as amazing back support feeding your baby. No more sleepless nights and no more hustle with breastfeeding. Check out the Super Pillow Top Orthopedic Mattress, made with 12 inches of memory foam cushioning, providing unparalleled comfort and guaranteed to last for 20 years. No mattress comes close in comfort and support. Also available are high-quality bed sheets, reversible quills, a large collection of orthopedic pillows and luxurious towels at unbelievable prices. Silent Night products are available at all Melcom shops, game stores, and Silent Night showrooms at Tema, Asylum Down, Adenta, Spintex Road, and Kumasi behind Menchia Palace, or call 0302 242532 or 050-131-5776. Silent Night. Sleep like never before.
No party! Senior we are here with Charlie. How we are do? Why Charlie? UEFA Champions League final. Manchester City versus Chelsea. Who supported Chelsea? And now Man City against Supporters Union. Mohana. Nasa wanitia. The Champions League final without Asempa FM. And here Tom FM dear. Jimmy so Inobobi.
Where the party there today?
Into the headquarters of Ghana Sports. Asempa 94.7 FM. And it was #1 radio station. Atom 106.3 FM. Saturday, 29th May 2021. Ye Kukuru Scream Bambala Pasike Plaza. Wayara for Ghana flag at the commentary abroad live. Malaysia, Man City versus Chelsea. UEFA Champions League final. 6 p.m. near Shasia, 7 p.m. next session. So Go TV and in DSTV can only edit my J Brow. Shining song. You better COVID-19 to training us. So Champions League final. 29th May. Man City and the Chelsea. KE Plaza Wayara for Ghana flag. Malaysia.
Multi TV see Phantom and saying na enim say nipa banifo bi nam control say airton decoder sa every Multi TV for ahye Multi TV decoder ya tia to mu proko pe quality advanced S2 decoder as syndicated capital ediaba bonten ni boane 150 Ghana cedi pe full set satellite dish LMB and decoder nankasa quality advanced S2 decoder eno ko na wotọ a ye ma warranty at the peso putimi upgrade no emma obi fa so kwa na no wa chenchena enya dia Multi TV ebaji and supponi bia every decoder wakoto a yanyin tumu no ho dealers and installers are more ton decoders a anya papa yanyin tumu every Multi TV for ahye ye no se ensa kama ye bachemo na emra ne mwadi top papa no aye friend quality advanced S2 decoder ne boa no so 150 Ghana cedi per a free syndicated capital for ahye ye
TV for free.
Asio, let us say.
Eye. Obo mi o, mutulu battery amama hu ka twe ho faso. Na mi bibia so ekoye kama.
Manka ntro.
Mutulu battery je wa shada aye ama hot weather conditions. Enu ti enu atro high temperature no. Ukosuru ho anafo haw. Ne ho den. Suba utumi eso weather conditions si so, obetumi so aso abanyom.
Die kumi kura ne say. Mutulu die. Wakas 19 plates ya. 19 plates. 17 plates. 17 plates. Wode ne mapanso na aye. Enti ne ho den.
So ma mutulu battery so say peme. Emuduro no a checking con.
And no ma akrobato. I can say mutulu battery die. Also kura wusado.
Ade passe die obia kwajibi 0244 577 559 and 0501 190 488.
Mutulu battery.
Quality forever.
The UEFA Euro 2020 is kicking off, featuring the best of the best, the Sergio Ramoses, the Ronaldos, the Harry Kanes, the Mbappes, and of course you, the super fan. From Friday the 11th of June to Sunday the 11th of July, you can watch your favorite stars battle it out, match after match, to be crowned kings of Europe. The UEFA Euro 2020, it's anyone's game. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch every game live on SuperSport or on the DSTV app.
Out of over 500 essays received on the topic,
the impact your mother has made in your education? Our examiners have settled on the best 10 essays for the public voting, and this is the time we call on you to cast your vote for the overall winners. We acknowledge all the brilliant students who took part in the Joy Learning Essay Contest, #MyMomMyTeacher edition. Are you one of the selected 10? Is your mom worth acknowledging as the best teacher in your life? Get your friends, family, and all students of your school to vote now. For the JHS category, we have Dennis Frimpong Bonsu, T.I. Amadia JHSB, Dahamani Prospera, Cambridge Garden Academy, Tamale, Zuvila Kanyire, Lekbeb Martin, Little Angels, JHS, Ella Ohema Pokua Odro, Mensa Sahini JHS, Joseph Bana, Budumbura DAC, Goma Budumbura. For the SHS category, we have Saki Derek, Pope John Senior High School, Sandra Efwa Boako, Agri Memorial AME Zion High School, Oteng Amanyako, Notre Dame Girls Senior High School, Averu Israel, Zebila Senior High Technical School, Elizabeth Alovo, Chito Senior High Technical School. Let's start voting for our friends and wards to become the ultimate winner for the My Mom My Teacher edition of the Joy Learning Essay Contest. To vote, follow us on Facebook at Joy Learning TV. Read the final 10 essays on Twitter at Joy Learning TV, Instagram at Joy_Learning TV, and vote for the best. Joy Learning at 1, celebrating a year of impactful teaching and learning. Joy Learning, keep learning.
Senior we are ye hu chale awie ye nadu wine chale UEFA Champions League final Manchester City versus Chelsea. Who support Chelsea and now Man City against Supporters Union Mohana. Nasa wanitia se Champions League final without Asempa FM and Atom FM dear Jimmy so
where the party there today
into the headquarters of Ghana Sports Asempa 94.7 FM and our #1 radio station Atom 106.3 FM. Saturday 29th May 2021 here Kukuru Screen Bambala Pasike Plaza. Why are the Ghana flag at the commentary abroad live? Malaysia Man City versus Chelsea UEFA Champions League final 6 p.m. near Shasia 7 p.m. next so go on TV and in DSTV can win the documentary bro. Shanison you be the COVID-19 training so Champions League final 29th May Man City and the Chelsea KE Plaza why are the Ghana flag Malaysia.
Asempa, Upa Asempa Tiria, Utuni Radio Upa Odem 94.7, Asempa FM, oh yeah, del Papa, Asempa FM, everywhere you are, Asempa FM, everywhere you go, Asempa, hey, all talk all day.
Asempa FM so ne Ekosiise On Asempa no asuguso a utie no mrene ko by the next 45 minutes ebehwe edi enkomo se dem de kan ekan no Dr. Bernard Okoboy, former Deputy Health Minister, former MP, ewo Lejokoko constituency. Watenase ewo studio hadada Atik Mohammed, a convener of the Mass Action Group, and also ewo eha Sanso and Adala Sampoma Williams, a Regional Communications Officer ma NDC, ewo Eastern Region, wabekansa ewo studio ha. Certainly, any policy that equalizes and levels economic differences will face some of the speculative cases Free SHS is drawing now. Any wonder? Already, the numbers of intake at SHS has gone up. True or false? Ghana has thus the potential to reduce illiteracy and promote possible employment as well as responsible citizenry. Let's focus on the number of students who, but for this policy, would have ended up on our streets or houses without education as a foundation. That is where the meat is. Challenges will come and problems we shall face, but our duty is to fix them collectively with the win-win attitude that true education inspires. Enough of the negativity. Ghana shall not die, but live to glorify God and the founding of this nation in 1957 at great cost. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. May we cherish fearless honesty, let's be positive with ourselves. James Kwabena Bonfair and on the way Abba. Whether we like it or not, President Akufo-Addo has made free SHS a big deal. The late President H.E. Magufuli took a cue from Ghana. This one says, my senior brother, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwa, has done a great job this afternoon addressing some of the misconceptions that are gaining currency about free SHS. There are challenges inherent in nearly every new major policy of this nature. While scrutiny is good for any policy, critics should also be able to listen and appreciate the informed positions of policy managers. Good faith requires that we take time to understand the challenges, refrain from knee-jerk alarmism, and support the policy. Professor Opoku-Amankwa and other leaders in the education sector have shown they have the capacity and empathy to lead this process. I trust him, and so should you. Dr. Prince Ama, MP, Kwesementim constituency. From one doctor, I come to another doctor. Dr. Bernardo Koboy, Akwaba, na afi etesei.
Obi, Yankupon Adom.
Bibi Ekoye.
My film pa mi chiamunso.
I feel brutal.
Ne, mame to mahini. Enti asunjeni enije nkwa. Sisi ni debia na masoja. Oye public officer na o show mahini pe. Ida say ebi a okorube contem. Ana obe chiano na wape obi afa. Ba mafino nso.
Yeah.
Mafino pa
papa.
Unze meno. Mimi ni Kennedy Japan wait ni bi. Mimi ni ken Japan wait ni bi. Enti mi nkasa na funa ekese. Nema be brain ni jise mi chiano ka no 101.
Na wakache
no. Na mami nchia utie phone nyina ni Ghana phone nyina nso. We are not in normal times still. Nyakupan dom ena kasai Dr. Kobo and myself any close to we've done about close to 400,000 Ghanaians anya 2 shots of the COVID.
Okay.
Na media the Emma Miniji Pani say Miami colleagues, health workers, almost every health worker in Ghana from Accra to North has been given opportunity to get vaccinated. Until I can
2 shot or 1?
2. In fact, this program no cover 1. I know say some of them had their second shot outside the first phase. Now, Obi is good say reminding me because some of them outside the first phase. It is possible say some of them might not have gotten the second shot.
Okay.
But at least every health worker, I can authoritatively say one the first shot. Now, Obi, because Niama improve kakran one shot na ye say the world is still not in normal times.
Yeah.
Na ye kasano omomye cinema operators still onko ejuma sebi ontimi nya no customers. Onya no customers operate pe okoni fia ahonche wo basa ahonche no enye se sebi o president atina Jubilee House atarget say we member mo wachi omo but it's because of how we want to manage and save lives and livelihoods. And I'm do kasa is still your companies people Europe and America COVID into they are not operating fully. Into one or Daniel Macra, either say Mbakra announce and kind and everybody in lower volumes. Just say import to Beba form buying Nisika or places on yawo. One of them is the ports. And it's a Nisika kofompe. Bibi ana first oyema ono. Either says Andy no one shana eba form and I was say on copy busiano fan close no. Atikwa the flow how do you call it directions the conformer you have to increase another place so that you can make ends meet. Enti me can when I say we are all not in normal times but abame born home modin na basics na was saying yenye na ye mitigate the adverse effects of the pandemic. Enti obi mesre we are not in normal times now obi amfa na adwin ni na ho din ta abanichi obi see it could have been worse. One of the panelists oba o say obi it could have been worse. It's true. But unfortunately, Usevi Obi say, Utimi say car babe Bobby, no free accident no more. And he said they are born a walk out to the hospital.
That's true.
Unze once wa veti why ye calamity ne free or no. Or nipa is part of human nature. Whatever say, any Ekosiisen say, I didn't know here. But car no bono. No ko shano kolebu na wanya fracture ni ama na wenwu a. One should be intervention now and one wouldn't obey more appreciative crash there. Oma ka anya den ambonu crash. So as for me, when I hear of complaints, I always ask for calm, assurance. Our shoulders are the wheel. President Sebi or your leader or Botai compassion will come to free SHS. Me can say left to competence alone, a leader will not implement free SHS. Obi, the status quo is always easy to manage than a new program or system. Fourth Republic, when Rawlings was president, we were paying fees at the secondary school. When Kufuor became president, we were paying fees at the secondary school. When Prof. Mills became president, we were paying fees at the secondary school. Even with the payment of fees, the secondary school system had challenges. If you get a president who dares to say that, I will take care of all the fees and still attend to the other challenges, structural challenges, just or a bold, just or a transformational, or a daring, and you get the best in leaders who leave the status quo and said, I want to go a new direction. For daring to change the system alone. And I say, is it competence? No, compassion. Compassion, make compassion because you still have this force that pushes you to change the system, despite the fact that our predecessors they've carried the system. And I always compare the two. President John Dramani Mahama, on one account on the book, we say no Chimota. But Edru Secondary School, they have to go to the north. And Obisa and Papa say, why do you want us to leave the city and go back home? Or see, it's because Nkrumah put a system to bridge the gap between those who have access to education in the south and those who are trying to catch up in the north. But because you come from the north, we can benefit from this. This is what the father told him. Now, how come the one who explains the system says that we are not fit to do it for everybody yet? Let's continue over decades. And then you get someone who was privileged to experience education, even in Europe, Obi. Why would the one who did not experience say, I want to pay for everybody so they experience? It's compassion. That's the answer. And I mean, Dr. Kobo, Makanda, Michio Biso, open unification. I look for ways to provide a source of the open unification before looking for the police to put them in jail. It's not that I endorse it, but I've also found myself in the position where to even Sebi, a place of convenience was a challenge. If you've not been there before, you might go for the law. But if you've been there before, you start looking for the means before attending to the law. Obi, what I say?
Yeah.
So my point is Ghana is not having, even in the US, people are queuing at food banks for food because of challenges with COVID and all that. So if Obi Council will challenge Ghana, I'm not the one who jump and start attacking the person. But we should also be honest with ourselves. We should look at where we are coming from, look at where we are, and find ways to make progress.
Because of timing, quick welcome now for you're going to free access. I think Akwaba, it's saying.
Well, it could be better, but then you may say.
And you may say, "Well, I studio." And
just quickly. I mean, this is wait a minute. Can I tell just like 2 minutes now? Okay. I read somewhere. I think somewhere late last week and early this week. Kodeo official be making comment, and I was saddened by some comments.
Kodeo.
Yeah, also Kodeo is supposed to be one of the most important pillars in a democratic consolidation process.
In terms of elections.
Elections.
Right?
Omabwa with election monitoring, almost support for the electoral commission, Juma Omuye and what have you. And Timika in that comment, I was really saddened. And the comment or the remark sought to suggest near electoral commission forecast is just an exaggeration, and that to achievements in Serbia from Kubia. But yes, and I was really saddened because could your body be a Sebi? It's not just like any other civil society organization. It plays a very important role, and the commentary is very important because this is supposed to be, in fact, Kode is supposed to be a referee of the referee.
Yeah.
Until what the electoral commission does, Omuna essay omutimi emma objective view of what they think the electoral commission did. So when you begin to make comments that oxygenate a certain mindset and a certain narrative, which narrative seeks to undermine the work of the electoral commissioner, and to suggest is just like some of my achievements near exaggeration. Which electoral commission has ever conducted an election in a pandemic? You didn't see that. And to have been able to do that within a period of 6 months, say registration as a kotuaba, and for want of a better expression, somewhat seamlessly. I don't think say it's by no means a mean achievement. What you must say?
Yeah.
So when you make comments like that, and look, and they also made the point that turnout, we've had turnout about 80% in the past since anyone. In 1992, turnout was about 54.7%. 96, it was a little over 60%. In 2000, so I think it was around 61.9 or 61.7%. These were pandemic-free years.
Elections, yeah.
Now, so turnout, no, but we had a pandemic, and a turnout was 79%. You can't say sebi. This is an exaggerated achievement. Nobody saying sebi when the election management body but sebi omuya idea so say with a view to encouraging them to do even more. But omuya na obu omabim sa chi bear we say near offer their piano. And it's not for the fun of saying so but it just tells you say there is some inspiration to be drawn from encouraging people who do good to continue to do that. But and these are not even comments that are rooted in facts. These are just comments, whatever the intention was, I have no idea. But they are not comments that are rooted in facts, and they do not serve to inspire the Electoral Commission. And in my view, they don't also amount to constructive criticism. I mean, there are civil society organizations, I can excuse them because we've had some in the past, even when events and time have vindicated the Electoral Commission. I mean, they are still reeling in the past frustration, and it's understandable. But Kodeyo dear, Sebi. I mean, since 2000, Kodeyo was instituted in 2000. To start local election and domestic election observation. Wow. Nti omu is a unique organization. Nti omu kasa can have a certain effect. And I was really saddened, like I said, by Sir comment. Going forward, I think that they should be more mindful of Neomoka because they probably underrate the effect of Nsema Omoka. Exactly, because Kodeyo dear, like I said. Omunsem omuka a carry weight. Okay. And when you say so, not backed by the facts, it can also, have a certain effect on your reputation as a domestic election observation, group and so on.
Okay. Thank you. And that's Atik Mohammed. Dallas and Poma Williams Akwaba net saying Ibiya Boko.
Oba de adome enye bokosa se unimu se ne da ye kanu no ene man koyi and Ghana mabunu ebre and nanado danko akufu ado aban yi adame kan wo dan mu se obetumi enye a decent place ada as a young man e won kran and in any of our capital cities no unkita 500 Ghana a month e bedding. So benya baby papa da.
No cry single room. Be
cry or how we lucky and washroom shim. But in most cases, one year lucky
only a man for be change
and then and on experience bia on tedie ye can say. The Atik on tiasie. Dr. Okoboy on tiasie. But the ordinary Ghanaian na ot street nim Oton Dasta, ewo kwane so. Oton Piki, ewo kwane so. Se wo ponwa enumera baby obeda kora no. A problem. And this issue and our problem may be to me akobra yenya a visionary leader like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na amna donko a na nado danko akufo adwa ban di atumu no. Wetumi ayen afrim. Na obi on EC issue me did say instead senka isi begina abonten no obone ho abaso no na senka obepa Ghana for chew se me dwuma me di ye no anko yie momfa nche me na ye koye nimu no moma me akwanya ne bi mu a me di dwuma no amana koso yie obi fisi about Fourth Republic This is the very first time I yato aba. Ye ko elections ni mono. Ye registration. Ye registration ni wiye no. Now ba shama nipa be over 21,000. Eko he omudin exhibition no omudin nim. E bin see that. Isi James Abri eso. Eno actually obi. This is the very first time I yato aba in our Fourth Republic. Inipa nwotwe ahwere won kwa. And I'm the recklessness of the Electoral Commission. And
really?
Oh yes. 8 people lost their lives.
How do you link the two? Sir, and EC boss, because they were not in charge of election day security. One more job is to run elections.
One on call for now what districts no. One of them call near EC.
That's
it. One year or one is sorono.
Okay.
Or they bar sorono and one implementing the form. And the Mensa cannot run away from the fact say na breast why election many pound what she cannot run away from it. This is the very first time I had Twaba in our Fourth Republic. Electoral Commissioner. Emrama ne ho kwan say ono and the the wedding kunimo presidential election. Or the results be 9 at Twabonting. Memeti hey. Minimum results from Bawadi declare another than Kwekufuado as winner of the 2020 elections. Because you were declared on 9th December or signed the press statement by as well corrected. Correction across was and from so baby. And no actually no. On the website. Pink sheets, 275 constituencies a year coalition sheets and the working in Abumwa. And then the declaration on the 9th December, on the 10th, no, and yet pepe. Results are signed the court, Supreme Court. And also, and then you would kind of bad one thing a bobra. So, Nyankaya expect every James son Dr. Bosma and Mohone said, Yatwa Banevi, when ya or might say Ghana, Yempemu Jashigo, did you see any naturino, Ubiasa Yemfantry, a China Yentrayenim? This is the time I was say, Oman Quaridia di winim, no Pagana for what I was say, may Yansha your bonning. Mfanchemen ye koye nimono. Meshe se meye niema kama ede asomdwe be de ebeba. Ba se wo babonten na ase wo bo wankasa wo ho abaso a wo bi biara wo man yi mu a wo pe nokware. En museje mensa amone ho moden ha. Na se wo de enchene san ye kurum. It's very unfair. Again obi nokure a wo mu ne se. Dr. Okoboy mu books mu no. Ebi ana book mu de e kire se all health workers ya vaccinate them. But oko for more. That almost is not the reality. Min mu bi kura first job ni kura mu nyae health workers. Our first job ni bukura no omu nyae. Talk less of some babinya a second job.
Mono.
Mi wi a metumi abodi a kire o
Dr. Okoboy.
Dr. Okoboy off air.
Okay.
What I say? Okay. Both facilities need a actual.
Okay.
And that is the reality on the ground. Timesre, omo movie out of offices. No more said no matro no book ni mono.
Ebe
juma e wo form. Because I want you was system and him said him di kan. But I rehearsal me say and we ya me ba studio mete say man penine eto a okoye about 2.8 million Ghana cedis and or the high presidential or the high jets, private jets at the koye. Obra me no mienu Ghana for yen atade for bidie for kakofo sika kakra ye boaboa no near the ahwe man no ye bre no or no de or would taste e ma nema efe into two kwan am Ghana wo presidential jet there so one pe or penia or timwa ne ho beto no or kwama no ne se okobunko todwe akira ma no ne for Britain Wood institutions ne say yesere mo ka ya demo mo fa nchayen but walk on Sikankwa me no me ni sika was certified private jets at the koye 2.8 million Ghana cedis. It tells you say this is a leader on my Ghana. For somebody to say His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo any na COVID-19 eba ya nka bia ebe west. Yenim mampeni o mabedi so at least from 2012 EBC Sabri. In must say under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ebola eshase wa West African countries. O ye nhihye ye papa. E ma bia nwura ha. Nanso so na ne nhihye ya waye no. Eye de betumi abo o my Ghana ho ban. Dr. Okoboy is a health worker. He's aware. Say,
Onim.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ni leadership a show ye wobra Ebola eba West Africa no. Say na breso na COVID buyer and come for COVID enye profit say dia ban yi ye nyina ye bre COVID-19 nyina chiri no. Osan de atu akese ebigu eye Ghana for.
John Dramani
Mahama will not be disincentive.
And on the issue of the president renting a private jet, no, time permitting, we are about to speak to Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa on Obreki's story, no, on his Facebook page, and he added, say, we're filing urgent question with Parliament for government to come and respond to the issues. Maybe I just say, yeah, I'm coming to you.
Sorry, have you tried speaking with somebody from maybe Ministry of Information and
no. Once we get Okudzeto for him to state his claims, no, then we can get the reaction from. Yes, Dr. Kobe, I have a mention here.
Jimensa is not only beautiful outside; she's a very beautiful person in the mind.
Absolutely,
I'm telling you. Now, Sebi Obi Mpewa, Obetima Yedie. Me Nanabi. My brother will be more than 100 years. Or see doctor, me see yes. Or see so a doctor. See, yare bakupe na unti minsa. Or see then, me bisa no say then. Or see say no, uko school de unti minsa. Me see on patron chairman. Or say your time. And obi a umpel.
Qualified
hotel. Yes. A drobi ani ano. Obi. Now me as a politician, one thing I thank God for these 4 years of politics, I've come to know how complicated the human nature is. Some of the things I've learned, there is no book that you can learn from. If Obi Uma Minsio, if me go outside, now Ebi am a bow now Uma Minsio 1 bottle. In 30 years' time, when I see you, I remember you gave me water. That's how I am. And for giving me water, I am settled in my spirit. Say, Uyo Bia, if baby Behemia, you come to my aid. Utiami and I'll fumia, a bad dinsa will be hard at you. Because I'll never forget a bottle of water. This costs less than 3 cities. But politics taught me, say, you can place someone on the level of you will let him now live and but he can be your fiercest enemy when you've not done anything. I've learned these things in politics. So it's made me calmer. I'm a better person. So, me pacho, as for Jimensa de Obi, we were spending an average of $14 per person according to the cost of our elections in Ghana. There were a lot of NGOs. No, I say, "Scano sudodo boy did no come say, oh, the peace is better than this amount of money. Look at the opportunity cost." This woman made us succeed at holding an election at less than $8, $7.5 or so per person. Sebi, every life is important. If one person dies, Sebi, obviously, investigative find out how the person died so that we avoid it. I am with such a person. But Sebi, Obiba Kase said Jimensa is a failure because we lost a life at our elections. Nipano is not being frank and honest with our Sebi, our history and ourselves, how elections have taken place. Sometimes Gidigidi election places, it has nothing absolutely to do with electoral officers. Ubehu, a deranged person. Obia Sebi, outright. Because I use strong word, but Obia say Obadamo that cause serious chaos. Say one young soldier now police and stopping now. Obama moje it happens. So you can be the best electoral manager and someone who is deranged can just make people lose their lives. So my patcho, if you are calling for an audit of the system, it's fair so that we see how you can always improve upon things. But me and I didn't say this woman is a disaster. Like I said, she's beautiful not only outside. She's one of the most beautiful in the mind. Obi, let me come to, now by the way, I grew up in a compound house. The first time I experienced WC was at the secondary school. You see, these things are, well, you say you're a socialist. Yeah, Kasati say, a brolin yamano. Oh, that's social democracy. That's what they create. Obi, some politicians are, bread on a common for 500. You see, let's continue as we mature. Let's move away from those things. Obi, me enter tech 2002. Me see the first time I experienced WC, flashable toilet, was in Presec. I grew up in a compound house. I sleep with my sisters, my twin sisters, who were in the same room. Mommy was one room. We queued to go to toilet. I've lived these things. How many years? Please, I'm coming. But I'm telling you, this is how I was raised. Obi, me, I was raised free range. You fear you town wall. Me so na me didi anopa say school new me come bobo 3-4 different packs. Maybe fear answer my baby didi anajo. That's how I was brought up. So I also know how it is. But what is leadership about? Leadership is not about making sure poverty. You can't make poverty vanish in the world, but you have to lift a lot of people out of it and prevent people from going into it. That's what you do as a leader. Raise more out and keep a lot out of it. And that's what governments try to do. That's what Nana and the single tool. Obia was steady economics. The one with the biggest what's the word? Ramification investment is education. The only thing that has made it possible for me to sleep in the house where I've ward it is because I went to school. Had it not been for that, my struggles, compound house, there are a lot of things I would have been going through, Obi. And I believe that a lot of people can join me. A lot of people can be better than me. It all has to do with adding value. Intimate pacho na kasana na look. I entered Tech 2002. I finished 2009. Obi. There were many times in school I went to class hungry. 2000 and 2009. President Kufuor was the president. Me in class President Kufuor na mami bre. But you tell me school fees here. I can't crap I remember for Eduani Obi. My roommate, my bonny Dr. Yusuf and Danny. Most of the time, half of the time, I know now my EDD. My papa is gone, but I'm coupon shano. Because a commish, a combo, or see Jikakra, na ya show me. Obi, yeah, I say these things so that I know that just some few years ago, you go for class. Some of my mates in Obi, they were driving cars in school, medical school. Ni papa toka manu, your man is scarf for fuel. What to eat was a problem. Kakakra. So that's why when I'm full sometimes, I look out for those who are, because I know how it feels like, Obi. So me pacho, but like I said, a leader cannot take out everybody who is hungry for the system. Keep people from going to that quota and save a lot from that. Obi, free SHS. But I'll keep it very simple. Average 120,000 Ghanaians qualified for secondary school, but they didn't enter secondary schools. When free SHS came, it dropped to an average of about 30,000. What it means is that Sebi, and your biana sikenti na wanko, but majority, and President Kufuor has a term he uses, the overwhelming majority, or the greater, he uses the greater majority. Yeah. The greater majority were not going to secondary school because money was a problem. And Okoboy, as for me, I'm not any story news to me at all, because Makada, I went to my mother. I followed my mother. I went to sell her utensils to a woman at Okita Skakra community, and we got fees for admission, money for admission fees at Presec. I followed my mother. Had it not been for Mamina or Toma, I couldn't have continued schooling. 12 straight ones, field engineers, and the problem was school fees. We sold utensils. If my mother had not gathered utensils, and now I was an orphan. By now, I'm a matonsium obi. Now, when we even entered Presec, when I entered Presec, I'm a twin, remember. My mother was getting a loan because you have to pay two people at the same time. My sister went to Nungwa Presec. She's a nurse now, 37. Had it not been for the loan from Agri Development Bank every term, by now, I'm going to tell you. Me carry the first day or so on your patient. Patient be saying, why a nurse dana? Or see, because of that battalion compassion. I believe it's because of the training. And I'll come to the training. Because when you be free, easier, you learn to have compassion. Obi. Nana Kufuor Abua ama close to 80 to 90,000 kids. They don't fall by the roadside. Now you see, if you don't have compassion, you are following your children's own. Me baronko metimi atua. Na omuto kwan yebi say oh enu de nyankopon ambe. Who told you? That guy who has fallen by the streets 20 years time, when your son is now the bank manager of ADB or CBG, on his way home now afatu wa bono phone Apple iPhone 12 Uncle Tony Skebia 2,000 Ghana after investing thousands of dollars into your child. Wako a private secondary school and now wako Presec and now Wesley Girls. It takes that boy who fell out at JSS. One evening a comdino iPhone no DHA obe kuno now wa NDBBA. The ambitions of the family is trashed. Into my point is that it is better to go for the thousands who are falling by the roadside and have some challenges with the system than to avoid those challenges and let them draw by the roadside. Now, Obi say, oh, say extra classes inti, and I didn't say, hey, when I was in Presec, 98 to 2000, Obi, me call Presec Legon. Dr. Koboy, me mass teacher, me born di, No, yeah, extra classes, master of the students. And to me, Chebi, now me say, where did they get this from? Like I just yeah, extra classes. When I'm coming, Papa, and say, me fear and yet, be cry, but me spirit no is willing to. What your own family say any project or say, hey, young man, yeah, the project in Juma Priseka. Oh, Niska, but more than that kind books you know yourself, Obi. Mantimi and call extra classes. In the 90s, parents were willing to pay, Obi. Yeah, kind books no echo class and Yankopa Dome, we finished well. The last time me and my wife were home, I don't mean Korano. Obese obi be choma di ofie me say why how in Korea school fees amituano me call public school their school fees can pay for 10 students but because by the grace of God I can afford me say let me give them the best shot now obi sabe choma di ofie I can pay but I don't understand because I didn't get to sit in the kind of class they are sitting. But how come I pay and I have to pay for extra classes? And my wife understood. I told my wife that I spent some time with them. The training, they are your children. Quality training. Spend me too. I also make some time. So I made them read to me. So I told my boy, if you can read to me, you can read many things and go places. Obi. You see, so it's not the fact that your school fees, let's say the system not sign and say, but it's the training. I insist, it's the training. How you bring your child up. Now, Ben Carson, the famous surgeon.
Yeah.
Or see the mother, Nima me catch and say, if you can read, every door would open. Only if you can read. So, Obi, we say as parents, we want to predict the future for them. After free SHA, after what 2 extra classes, always up for Professor B, at Cheno BB, Ama. But the future, all is not in your hands. Sometimes you leave up some to God. So do your best for your child. Me see presect time na extra classes. Enti Obi ka say oh me baba tenefie na baby so wa ma experience are very sad. Parents be wa omo baba fie for 1 month and not 2 weeks per. No mo nyina ye omo ya. They don't want their child to be a one yanka ne kura to fear. On basa to be school. Obi. Education does not guarantee a safe and secured future for your child. The training, you have to know what is happening to your child. Obi. Me didn't call preseka and I make say Obi wa sebi onye papa biom or say along the way. Ni papa meant well, but they were not following up closely. It's me pacho ukora befia. Look, this is me what time kakra on my hands. I don't want to idle. I enrolled in a last Dominic Fremna so me hear some French classes be anaju. So me was and into my time kakra. Obi applying ourselves to study and adding value all the time. Sometimes you have to avail yourself. Akwana befie ma onye some onye bibia ebe add skill. Find something for the child to do. Recently, me see me in Kranu about tennis. Me pe bibia obi we man instruction. I'ma follow some rules. It all adds to the complete makeup of the child. Obi. Say you come many places and not because of the school we went, but the training we had. Obi intime pacho and obi so to aduane man mba no say provisions wide. Obi me call presec no man to aduane wa bontin da. But aduane no mo do abontin na me hu I used to see it me pay, but I didn't have the money. Presec will be a friend Gwasi. Me best friend onu de umma Daniel aduane obe ya on peso be hu kra. That was in the 90s. Few of free mun omumu ye drew Obi. But sometimes you must be honest, you must know where you are coming from. And thank God for it and believe that the future will be different. Obi. Na me nimse min kitebi. Enti me ko Jan wo ho. Wache yi any macaroni any enam kesi Obi. Enye no bi na edi wodani ho. But me didn't follow answer na class. Odi wi na me see, bro, you finish or say I finish me go. Obi.
O ma wunni bi.
Le bi ma ko di mi di odani ho. Le obi edi ale okoto. E ho na odi wo ha oni go to. Obi. Me kai one day me see na be frame your presec. No boy fool. I say come here. Obisa me say me need relatives ana. How come nobody they visit you? If nobody can visit you next week, you leave this house. Obi, because you be sire bi mo nyan kwan there any niama. Enti on tia say o see me parents, me busa phone nim say di baba presec ana. Obi, enye easy. So the fact say Obi to aduane ama ne mba ana provisions no. Any Obi brother Obi me box man. First of all box na see enye. Enti hwinim ba wanya obenya gare ni shito bi ache but ma hu ebi musu boxes were preset Obi ba ko de ni box no enti say me de times 5 eduani bia wa broche grocery shop ehomu ento Ghana ha e free outside neighbor Obi ene Nyankopɔ dom or pilot or US doctor me bomb me doctor kakra Ghana and me politics. The only thing that levels all of us is education.
Yeah.
Now obi oha onyanka money background ko da presec because fear no mo die condition mu. Me dey be me free of fear no me do presec na me ni G obi because difference no was not that much. Intimate patcho, whatever the challenges are of our education, let's talk about it. Okay. But we should not speak as if the fact that President to your fees. Look, and north. Now more running free SHS more or less because government pays for feeding and most of the things that and no crowd now buying Tiano Obi. Obetina see we are closing down the school because scam by. It means some of the challenges were either structural or systemic. Now, whether you like it or not, one legacy, I bema blessings ni kasade and in Pabwa dinner nature for many years to come is this free SHS. We should be interested in fixing the challenges and not going for the author, the one who brought it.
Thank you. Dr. Bernardo Koboy and Motene. And unfortunately, I said the Maka Yemrenisha. And Atik, ma yentio on free SHS na Dallas and Fayinye.
Yes, but that's it. There are some issues being pessimist clear. And sometimes some of our friends in the NDC they just make this enterprise a bit more difficult. I mean, in some amuka and sana mudi court and you be an amugusu amuka. Intimuko court ko yedi. Say ye declare obi wrong results muko court no dey na mutimichire. Enusua na mugusu amuka just because you want to demonize the electoral commission chairperson. And I get really incensed when Obi make it a claim say, this is the first time I got to about Obi is a lie. Even by elections, and you can't blame them. You can't blame that on the electoral commission. Electoral commission, Sebi, they are not in charge of security. And this is just the practice of give the dog a bad name in order to hang it. And Nubia no muye. Say, because the election was conducted by the electoral commission team, Sebi, any acts of omission and commission, they must be liable. It's not fair. To the extent the electoral commission for Nankasa have said the police must make the reports on such incidency known to the public. A child say, Omankasa, they are interested in knowing the ACN because no electoral commission and our election management body would want to see recurrence of violence during elections. And review workshop. It was one of the issues that they raised. Said the police and the security architecture. As some bet Ghana for near omuye fast incidents na ACN. No being what happened, who is culpable, and so on and so forth. So how then do you turn around and blame electoral commissioner Omwankasa? They are as interested in the case and in the outcome as you are. Say omuma violence in by and be famous. I mean, in fact, what does it profit the electoral commission to see people dead? They would, in fact, they encouraged us to come out and exercise our franchise. A month for buy be two or yes. Say see I see uncrofo na omusi omu share nkran say obi so bia koto na banisa no man omumum na ema sebi nyame fo omu kran si ebi mu hwere omu nkwa me dwu ho a menti ase me de adwuma so anye yie oti ase. But there is this subculture which in my view is very deadly. And he says, say, any electoral commission for no, adwin say, adwin. And I'm choosing my words very carefully. Adwin say, adwin that. And found papa bia because we have that mindset, say, and yadia, adwin, de bia, papa cry, beka say, bonny. Otherwise, I do not see how. Ye bet me this sebi. The unfortunate incidents are ACN. Nienti I said for electoral commission for sebi electoral commission for they don't command soldiers, they don't command police. They have even security, they are not involved. Sa election security committees ne home chronoba electoral commission did not have an input. All they did was probably to share some experiences in respect of maybe some hotspots are here in times past in San. That is all I think they did. But as to who should be deployed where, what should be done when there is an incident, needs expertise. And you know Juma Obia Ghana ha obia trio biaka because of Juma Electoral Commission for Juma and security in Juma no. Until why do you blame? Just like Sebi Obiko 2 galamsia, then you are blaming the teacher for it. Yeah. That is a metaphor. And me do want me and yaguso, and that's what I'm saying. Say amount for guso omuka ni omuka before going to court. Sebi one time Asem they are still repeating the same allegations omuka before going to court. So Sebi muko court ko ye die. You went to court to vindicate certain claims which you made prior to going to court. No muko in fact, and the forum was open. Mumbeka mwasem na mumfa adansidie mbetu ho. You had that opportunity. That case has been settled. You may not be very excited about outcome, no, and that is, a regular feature of adversarial litigation. Sanity, and you be an enibeji, obibe lusu, obinibeji, and all of that. But who you are, once the matter is settled, unless you decide to seek further redress, so see who jam an akadia. Let's just say why you have to say, okay, this is a decision that you can live with, even though you disagree with, and we make progress. But Yeke Electoral Commission na yakofa nsema yedi court. I mean, as if to say, the case was not litigated upon, which is not so. It was litigated upon and adjudicated upon. Yeah. And there are so many other things. Me, I always say, look, Electoral Commission wo hui. Omuye jumagam Ghana mai. And what they did, Sebi, if you want to be objective and honest, you would praise them, even though I'm not saying that it's a perfect institution. And that is why I am very passionate about the Electoral Commission for AN. Because if we begin to demonize the Electoral Commission and we place them in such a state as to make it easy for people to destroy them, what opposition and Sebi who can the dead and Ochina. And Sebi, if you set that precedent, Ochina no more position, so almost the Electoral Commission for, and gradually we are nibbling away the integrity of the Electoral Commission, which is not good for our democracy. Until Sebi, sometimes because people tend to think, you defend the Electoral Commission. It has nothing to do with defending the Electoral Commission. It's defending our democracy. The very structures are if we begin to cut those structures, those pillars, our democracy at your top, boom. And the implications of if a destroyed democracy in this country, and yes, Sabi say there will be coups and counter coups. No, we are profiting indirectly from democracy, and I make this point: say, democracy is one of our biggest intangible commodity we export. Look, anybody who wants to invest in your country does what we call country risk analysis. And stability of your country is key. Yeah. And how do they determine stability of a country? Democracy is key. Rule of law, and all of that. Peaceful election. Exactly. And this is when you're saying, and your coups, ne counter coups, your FDI is going to shrink. And who's and so on your economy? Or the FDI is shrinking, we're having issues to do with our exchange rate going up and so on and so forth. Because you need a lot of forex. What I keep saying is the problem with exchange rate or the problem with our currency, and it's we have demands. Supply side issues. People demand forex, which is not available. Yeah. And this is just elementary economics. Once there is excess demand, and your supply is unable to meet the demand, it pushes your prices to go up. And the price of currency is what we call exchange rate. And say FDI and Uncle for more invest. Na ye bibia afi omumba, they won't bring the forex. There will be short supply of forex. And look, we haven't transformed our economy very well. We haven't, reconfigured allocation of resources. Among sectors of our economy. Until Yagusu importing, our manufacturing hasn't grown and so on. So we keep importing, things to make up for demand as far as manufactured goods, are concerned. Until we haven't transformed our economy yet until we still import. And who import here, it means your currency is not convertible, which means you need a vehicle currency and a third currency. So, $1 and a pounds and a BB. Who toss asikano? Ese uko bank na koto. Bank no so sebi. $100 wo ho. Deposit sika. No mudima wow when you make demand on them and so on. And sasikano so every microphone be investing. The foreign receipts are yenya this animal. And if you destroy your democracy, people investing or who are wishing to invest in Ghana, no, on Bejai. So your forex reserves, no, when I say forex reserves, I mean like your forex deposits. So betty, because nobody's coming to your country to do any business with forex. So betty, until you see that demand is outweighing supply of forex, price of currency goes up, exchange rate is going up, your currency is depreciating. Now, because and economics is an interesting subject. Variables are interlinked. Once you have a problem with your exchange rate, it has an effect on inflation. It's called pass-through inflation. So because who importing your man, who the obisi can ekoto. Until everyone say, I go to buy this for $2 today, and let's say the exchange rate is 1:1, like dollar no is 1:1. Until me thought $2 number, me turn it said $2. Every me dika kraka one now I turn by 2 cedis, 50 pesos. But if the exchange rate depreciates, dollars need that's $2 so, but me buy and then 5 cedis. So inflation, the cost of near who toy a cost. Until things are interlinked, and democracy is at the center of all of this. And how we sustain our democracy is how we deal with our electoral commission. Because if they are unable to conduct elections, essay omuye ya say omobi nji omundi biem outcomes ye njin tum na avenuma ya basa. All these things would happen. Esiswa, we are just a step a step away from being called another Sebi Somalia. Utias here. Until I say the way we demonize the electoral commission. Obi, Sebi, when you study a few things, you tend to appreciate Nyoma. And when you look at the experiences of other countries, you even appreciate San Nyoma even the more. Until media, that's what I like to say about this. So I'm not saying don't disagree with the electoral commission. Express your views as forcefully as you can. But a man say this is a matter of course. Say when be as electoral commission with your best side or more. A young kotia Nkrofumi they are arrogant. That's just me. I listened to one. I was sad. Say nientia omun nya adwin ye from meetings krom ban say the chairperson any another deputy they are arrogant. These are subjective. These are judgment calls, which shouldn't feature in our governance conversations. The fact that penance sebi ebi almost share digi usao, but for the purpose of consolidating our democracy, they are bound to deal with you. And but we don't have to like one another to work together for the good of the country. Mika no say no I will make time
I count 1 minute.
Oh, how can you no don't do this.
I count 1 minute.
Oh, okay, I have 5 minutes.
5 minutes, unfortunately. I can do 2 minutes for you, me pacho.
Na wudi kase nanka media twaso.
2 minutes.
Oh, the education there, say okuboya kan yi. Look, human capital, like even in production, one of the input factors, apart from capital, you have labor. Now we are moving from labor to human capital, because human capital is like skilled labor. When there is an improvement in the labor, not just labor, there is some improvement or value addition to the labor that you have. That is where economists are even when you are discussing structural transformation. People usually would deal with when they are modeling structural transformation. They don't use just labor; they use human capital. What you say? A child say sebi, and you just labor nkuana ehia. But say labor now use sebi they are skilled. There is some value addition and so on. And how do you get labor to improve? It's through education, training. What you say? And the education there is very key in everything you do. Education is very important. Until I supported the idea of making it accessible to everybody through free SHS. But I'm not also blind to the fact that when you implement a policy, after maybe you need to sit and review. Evaluate. What you say? And you're implementing free education. The intention behind it is solid and all. But there are issues with the implementation. And nobody can run away from that. Until I was thinking, say, at this point in time, we should have had a free SHS review conference.
Okay.
At which among for people who have brilliant ideas in this country, Obi, you engage academics, practitioners, and sometimes you're like, this country is blessed. Yeah, we have solid brains.
Yeah.
At our conference, they can share with you perspectives, to make this policy a
After
sustainable
almost
one.
5 years of
Absolutely. This is the time to do a review. Because look, there are issues with delayed disbursements. There are issues to do with even corruption.
Yeah.
Of
course.
Of course. And there are issues to do with infrastructure. Look, you see, there was an externality to this to the implementation of this policy, and it said congestion. We suspected said there would be increase in the numbers of enrolled students, but not to this magnitude. I mean, yes, was a bit nazi Adrian who said, I do with the Ebeburian so say now Abedru. So through your evaluation, who said this is a problem. Expansion of infrastructure. Okay. And I think sir, we haven't quickened the pace of expanding our infrastructure to meet the growing enrollment figures. Which is one of the things that review me. So what would be the solution?
What's the way forward?
Do we need to expand the existing structures and
or build new schools?
Intermediate. My call on this is let's do a free SHS review conference. Now
not with the intention of scrapping.
Hey, who scrap? Hey, Anka fix the country demonstration on Molan comes on Anka, what would come? No, a best chance. How can you abolish something like a free education policy? People are praising Ghana for this. You can't scrap it, but you need to make it sustainable by dealing with the challenges. Okay. And I am all for a review conference. And we cannot always explain away some of the challenges. Some of them are real.
Okay.
Some of them are real, and we need to admit that these are issues that require some resolution. Now, when you call academics that are brilliant brains and so on, even politicians, and politicians, sometimes, sometimes, a Ghana problem. Issues be why. Minka said, don't compete. You can compete. In fact, politics is about, how you authoritatively allocate resources. And to do so, who determines how resources are allocated? Through competition. And the politics by nature is competitive. However, there are some subjects that require more cooperation than competition. Issues to do with security, education, health, economy. Look, I can disagree with you. Probably you are maybe even for taxation, for example. You want to suggest an increase in the rate of a certain tax base. Me imagine say, who increase here? There will be lesser returns because there's something called Laffer curve, which tells you that when you increase the rate of tax, it is likely you receive more. Less. So I always say, me increase the rate of tax now. But one year, ubenya less because two effects are likely: tax evasion and tax avoidance. And even if it's a consumption tax, for example, people can even begin to cut down on their consumption. Until we can disagree, maybe you can increase, you can't increase, and so on. But we can't say we shouldn't tax. For example, among what the taxes are politics. Taxation will we. How do you fund your budget? Expenditure. How do you fund your expenditure? It's either you raise revenue, enough revenue.
I think we might need another day for this.
Okay, my main for we. Until the American say politicians misread issues. Need be what say education. Discuss. Let's
find a way of.
Let's be more nationalistic in our conversation.
Okay.
Yenja we dear me can me semuna me can trust a bebuami. Meanwhile, who can sano? At the end of the day, your education a bit me aha. Let's we can contribute ideas in a way that's more helpful.
Super. Atik Mohammed, Dallas and Poma William, Obi, Regional Communications Officer, Fayewie.
All the small parties, Omun seat to parliament. Unze na lanse ebi mu basho mu say adenkra no utwese na Atiki kaseya unze no ntina say small parties still keep you around.
Obi mamente baby Atik the way and mamente hotel. Obi ye kwa elections ya the manifestos FM. So Ghana 4J or manifesto ni tumwa it then becomes the social contract between a political party and Ghana 4. Into which me say you are going to move the economy from taxation to a
production.
Now 5 years down the line, all the COVID-19 tax ebreme, all the boiler tax ebreme, we increase me fuel price. I'm a name to fuel about 27 Ghana cedis a gallon. Now me can, I have every right. Say me can. Now I refer to a promise no any what you are delivering, especially when me say times are hard. Inti mintia more. Sebe ya obi to me e dia bo man ho ban. Na wo me belt mo no we bi belt nim e na wudi didi hia ba bia wo belt no e wo no a. It is unacceptable, Obi. It's unacceptable. Because if you look at 2021 budget, allocation on 1 year their core presidency goods and services, salaries ni ekeka ho a, and chira so man wa ho hia. Osha see the 2.8 million Ghana cedis. Afa private jets. Ako Johannesburg and Paris. And chira say oman yi ewa ho hihiem. Timati eye enwefru. I believe say at the appropriate time na tik eba ebetumi awurem ye. Na Ghana for ehun say ye di yeto no. E say ye hunu eso insunsuan so papa. Obi, quickly on EC edie no. Ya can say if he say you free 1992 ebe 2020 election no any near identity ye democracy, and I will be surprised say ne ya kan nyina achiri mini atik still gina ba bia we gina say yisi ya bon homoden pa. Obi Jemensane Electoral Commission chairperson if he so be DEC na no onfa IPAC enye hu. In fact, say me no ti he kra me sre aje mensa wo problem. Obeka ya ye general secretary say din ketu anyenwene kakra wasa den na wo sre. IPAC meeting. Na security details are e wo IPAC meeting. Enye easy. Mokotena ase bobo adwen ne maka sino nya no na yisi de betudwa. Obeka ya issue statements. Actually say political parties ni nyina take decisions. NDC sorry kasa ya pe osan release statement by say omeboa mankani ye edane na no. Dr. Bosman Sari or deputy commissioner meboa na o hia ne utterances against the National Democratic Congress. Jemensa ni posture e kire wo pefe say ye appointee one pe ona adwen kire omo adwen po a de call commission what they say. Send another dank for the appointee in India. Yemfa kwan bia so na yen reward and no one second term. And they used the security.
Why am now can easy?
Oh yeah, James and document.
Omonfa kwan bia so no nya dey.
Yeah, no na dunya ne second term and
wow, o kasa asem we.
Asem kwan me kire no. O hwe on poster no na adwen pa on the call commission wa.
O de wonim.
De kire pefe eno no. Meba ho obi meba ho. De kire pefe eno no. And to say election way credible. Ya bo na baso European Union for crab bo na baso ne keka no. That is also false. Because obi here European Union on report they stated say bra ye to aba me no mienu ye kwa akoto aba no. Ya prevent obia. But during counting collation no na nye transparent. It is a ya to aba obronifita obehwe ye kire say Kwanye fast kika bo mu kire wo se kwadwo manu na edi nkonim enye transparent a e ba ne sign no begina media fo ye nim ne Ghana fo nyina hwe ye nim se ka kire se woni electoral commissioner wa bo ho moden pa che se ebi mada enti ye mo wa baso clearly wa failure on my Ghana ye gidi a wo isi nim no atofom, and it is up to James and Napam for say one best sakra one adwen no ma ye niema abema Ghana for ye gidie asan abehye omu.
Okay.
Obi on free education. Me gidi say obi ntumi enye money bo say me na me de free education about my Ghana mu. Ye nyina ye nimu say amanfo tena se etro ye 1992 constitution no. Ye nhihye say ye make sure say be ye mfie du akiri no Ghana ho masua no from the basic to the secondary level no ebetumi aye aye free. In fact we constitution article 25 no b no o kenkan a sign kire was a tertiary education ne kranzo no ye kwa ye nim no or see making sure say a very accessible, if possible, you see to me your money free ni Ghana ni be to me any ekobi. Abanya aba eko ehyenhye na se. Basic school no ene menya ntie class be 2 years ni capitation grant no enkoye. The teacher for no ekekam. Ye besre aban. Say eno no mo de run school nti 2 years na enkoye a minim ba bia obese omokofa sika e de run school no. Obi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne NDC aban e share asese ye implement progressively free education. Ye share see with day students. Mekai said 2016-2017 academic year no. Ewo Abri girls. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esan launch the second phase of it na cover borders. Say almost so no aban be so na sene na awofo hwan den ahan won. Mampani Akufo-Addo ne MPP aban ebaye no. They decided say one also be taking it to another level. It instead senka from Form 1 to Form 3 senior high school for no. Ne yeso obia sene kakra anda John Dramani Mahama no. Ono de was say me be shase free Form 1 for no. Mefa mo ho ka no enyina na mako school ni den free. Na Form 2 Form 3 for no matua when you say Form 2 Form 3 they started paying fees cuz say omo a free school mo then na Form 1 for no do no shase no. Abedru Form 3. Then Form 3 Form 2 Form 1 na is it there abeye free ama ubia. Now say wo beye sa policy we ya obi when you say automatic say enrollment ebekosro mebo ana. Enu nti asabanya wonim nia oye no ese we make provision say enrollment eko esro no you be here classrooms, you be here dormitory blocks, you be here dining halls aka ho a ebetumi aboa mankwada no etumi asua ade ewo environment a eboa 5 years down the line obi ne nkwada guso da form our secondary schools mo this government have no excuse. Oni excuse biara. Mitie prof. In fact, or ya dear say nsɛm a wofoɔ ne headmasters kan nyinaa or ya dear so ni nyinaa bɛhye table nase ɔbɔ ne ho mmɔden. But obi, we cannot be this simplistic when it comes to challenges ɛkɔ so free senior high school ni mo. One, accommodation. And the last time I made by Ofidi, me refer to school be the northern part of Ghana. And kwadane hawa omo enemua a headmaster for a teacher phone to me nkasa and kwadana fat from houses on be demonstration. Omo demonstration I want a year no. Ni omo kan say baby omo beda aye problem. Afi classrooms omo be sua de ewo mu no. General arts any business for yakoma boom. Ni say obi who secondary school. General arts ni business school for yakoma nyina boom. How do you teach them? Me de me ba akọ secondary school and Form 3.
Ala so sima ba akọ.
Oh obi.
Yeah,
one year fair.
That me 10 minutes.
So obi ya take nya be 30 minutes kra.
I think
Obi. Me de me ba akọ secondary school.
Yes.
From Form 1 basic Form 3 and never wa enche obetro no. Why internal exams 1.
Wo de oba.
1.
Also oba eko
secondary school.
And from Form 1.
From Form 1 basic Form 3 ne. Enche obetro wasi no. Why exam internal exams 1.
No, but that cannot be true.
I am telling you.
That cannot be true.
Missing won't say young one. School
no,
not say
that cannot be true.
And that is the reality.
Omo ewo Form 2 CC ano. Form 2 for no na. Actual exams 1 because of the whole of last year. Form 3 cannot be true.
3.
Which school?
Exams maybe I make catch it offline off air. Why exams 1?
No, but that cannot.
I still have the results on the phone. I say omo we bia no results no on the send
Form 3. I am telling you Oko school 2018. And the whole of 2018 one exams.
Say why exams 1?
But that cannot be true.
Sir results and I still have it on my phone.
2018 with no COVID.
I am telling you, Obi.
With no COVID. How can you even believe?
Exams 1 from Form 1 to Form 3. What exams 1?
Later.
But two exams one.
Yeah, but it's not true. He knows it's not.
Oh, B. No, it's unfair. Okay, say no Korea.
It cannot be true. Because any public school 2018.
Me see.
One try exam the whole of 2018.
Obi.
2019 one try exam.
Me see.
Waba form 3. What try exam
from
1.
Form
3
1.
years.
2018 now Oko school no what throw exams one.
How can that happen?
One pet. One pet Obi.
No.
Na Sakwada school from Form 1 to Form 3. Now internal exams are yet to assess Akwada ne say adia a teacher for natural no we hunu a ana say onhunu ye no. Oh. You see, Doctor Obi. Now for this whole period, yentumi assess Akwada no mpo hu say de ye kire no.
Don't proceed.
Obi, I know what I'm talking about. Me see.
You can't.
Minimum make kire. From 2018 basic net. Why exam 1?
What school is that?
Maybe I'm able to
David.
Maybe I'm able to Obi, you are not being fair. Obi, you are not being fair. Me see. What exams 1 pair? It is a catch them say. O catch them say.
It's not true.
And then Kwada can nam streets mu because of free education. Onu nyina eco school mu. What you are doing is say Akwada wako school for 3 years. And exams, internal exams why 1. Obe we school ne dey na obey.
Dallas and Poma Williams.
And Oshe
2 more minutes and it will be 7 p.m. Medase wakasa 13 minutes medase papa nyamisha e be science we share bio but the point you made say 3 years in school actual 1 exams that cannot be. It is not true. It's not true. Don't do that. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. How is that possible? From 2018, no, we're on school 2018.
Internal exams. Why you one?
How is that possible? Say internal exam meaning say terminal exams.
Terminal exams 1.
But how can that be true?
1. And you call this education?
Yeah, also St. John's Grammar. Into would follow up. Yeah, would follow up. Ekosiisen On Asempa FM.